afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, ImperialDane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender of the Fatherland, off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Crossroads. The setting is 1944, somewhere in western France, Normandy, well, northern France specifically. The invasion is going ahead here, Operation Overlord. In the north, we got 3imWeckla fighting for the Panzer counterattack to throw back those Americans into the sea. In the south, ImperialDane himself fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Rolling out here with the 2nd Armored Division. We got here Jaeger Infantry Elite Troops, haven't seen that in a bit. Mobile Offensive at 3imWeckla with Infantry Machine and Panzer Bulletins versus Rifle, Airborne and Heavy Cavalry Bulletins, Doctrines with Infantry Machine Gun and Steward Bulletins. A double rifle start here for me, as I said, out there, spreading out aggressively to sort of, seize, from a broader perspective territory, but also try and suss out what my opponent is up to, plus put him a bit under pressure. The rifleman heading westwards because I'm anticipating he's going to be moving westwards himself, so putting the rifleman there I think could put more pressure on 3imWeckla, whereas the rear echelons are being sent towards the more calmer territory. So pushing up here with MD4 going to use there. 3imWeckla leads ahead for Deutschland, das Vaterland. Second rifle squad moving up here, with a third one likely on the way sometime down the road. Machine gun points here. Point there being seized as well. So far, nothing going on here between either side. No sign of doctrinal choices. No sign of anything. Going to use the ground center rifle moving up. In this case, they're going to use a closer they were able to actually rush into the house there before the rifleman. At which point, I'm going to try and draw them up since there's only one window. In this case, they still got a kill on the advancing rifleman there. Still going to fire up here and to shoot through with only one going to be able to actually respond. Up here we got Rifleman versus Pioneers grabbing the western fuel point before moving westwards. There's third rifle squad on the way here. Fighting continues here. The Grenadiers are so far doing pretty well. The Rifleman actually dropping models left and right. Thus the Grenadiers have yet to lose a single one. They're just dropping health. We have some ground victory point now toward the eastern fuel point. The west end base is stalling him from grabbing, and there you go. The Pioneers suppress the Rifleman here. Good work with 3imWeckla. Fighting continues here where the Grenadiers just continue to refuse to die. There's certainly firm, and then, despite being 4 versus 1, essentially the Grenadiers are winning out there quite nicely. But I mean, my rifle being in light coverage is a bit funny, but there you go. Second rifle squad finally arrives here, opening up. But ultimately, going to have to retreat with the Grenadiers moving up there to flank. MD4 moving in there for 3imWeckla. Point here being seized for the third Grenadier squad on the way for 3imWeckla. And the Panzer there goes quickly sweeps up here. Apparently forgotten I could just quickly react to this by going up and then quickly go for the Grenadiers, getting off some good hits there. But Grenadiers rushing for the house. MD42 current in theory should probably rush through here, but either way, machine gun revealed. I'm going to go for a mortar next to help deal with the machine gun. I just want to make sure because I can't actually see from there. I need to sort of get all the way around the bloody corner to see if there's actually anything there. Troops reinforcing, getting ready for the next big push. Got the mortar moving up. We're securing the southern munitions here finally. And we got the first doctoral choice. It is 3imWeckla with elite troops. Haven't seen that one in quite some time, but 3imWeckla is clearly a believer in the elite. But there you go, getting aggressive here. Going to do some forts undercover. Then MD42. 3imWeckla strikes hard. We've got the mortar sitting up there, trying to bombard the machine gun, but let's see if we can hit there. Rather than getting grenade and pulls out a quick realize, of course, I'm up against elite troops, which also has the knock-on effect. It quickly just makes me wonder about Tiger Ace and forces me to think much more long-term as well. But I have sort of forgotten at this stage that it actually now costs fuel as well. But anyways, more to come from moving push back here, but the gun is MD42. 3imWeckla here, very much offensively pushing ahead here, trying to take advantage of the initial successes. And overall, just push ahead and maybe getting down a pin on start my card point, which of course would be quite a great. Well, but there you go, flanking up the rifle from the echelons, trying to get past here, trying to punish 3imWeckla first push. There we go, MD42 repulse, and now there's just the Grenadiers here getting mortared. So some active and aggressive engagement in the early moments. We got another MD42 on the way for 3imWeckla, very good versus any sort of infantry-centric build from the Allies. The 3 Grenadiers doubling MD42 is very potent, it's going to give me quite some headaches here. Rifle pulling head under fire from the mortar, or cover from a mortar specifically. In this case, they weren't supposed to move up like that, but that's another story. Either way, I'm messed up. Grenadiers pushing out against the rear echelons. He's going to pop a concussive grenade. But he does expose himself to quite a bit of shooting there from the rifle and the rear echelons. Mortar flying continues to rain down. He might want to be careful with the mortar. And back here we got the lieutenant on the way from me. As for 3imWeckla, we got no tech up yet. We got the full flank up behind here trying to get away, but in this case the machine gun not firing for several seconds allows me to get my troops out of there. Here we go, concussive grenade from the rifleman. Good work with that one. Even now if it doesn't do any damage, the ability to just stun an infantry squad is actually still, in many cases, surprisingly powerful. As long as you don't pop it too close to yourself and get your own men stunned. So some heavy aggression here still going on. That Lieutenant around there for me, troops reinforcing. Trying to just keep, 3imWeckla from making too many pushes there, because he's clearly playing aggressively. He's trying to put me on the defensive, and if he can put me on the defensive, I can actually end up struggling quite a bit, since the Americans aren't particularly amazing at the defensive in the early game. I mean, it is pretty risky stuff this with 3imWeckla, because if he makes a mistake, I could theoretically end up with a machine gun, which is going to put him in a really sore spot. But so far, though, 3imWeckla's infantry blitz tactics are working out so far. We got a medic bunker up. We still got no tech up there for 3imWeckla. Could be he might be stalling for tier 3. We shall find out. You don't see that too often. Grabbing the eastern point here. Might be threatening my fuel point soon enough. Just reinforcement here. Gonna go for an anti-aircraft half-tech to push against him. Though of course I'm going to be worried about Pack 40s. Meanwhile here, men getting ready for the next big push for Germany. And they're going the west. Got something up here before to being caught. Trying to get into heavy cover here. Machine gun still not flanked for several seconds. Something going with the MD-42, and there you go, managed to get into it. Technically, they're sort of at the edge. They go trying to get past, but somehow end up being suppressed despite technically still being in cover as a move through it. Didn't quite work out for me there. And these they got mortar fire on the MD-42 here, trying to, blast them when I see them, and there you go. Almost taking out the entire MD-42 crew, center of which point secured. Back here, reinforcement, more or less good to go, and got the anti-aircraft half-tech arriving. 3imWeckla is still not taking up. Push for the CoH2 while encountered an awful lot of angry Germans. With G4 defeat on the way there for 3imWeckla, allowing to spearhead ahead for the fatherland. There you go. Flanking up here, anticipating the MD-42 somewhere around here, though not quite that southernly positioned. And the far east, we got the Pioneers rationing there. Good work by 3imWeckla, pushing back. We'll have to see if he goes some more G4 defeat. He's actually sneak in some LMG-42s in the process. Of course, the lack of tech there. Oh, there we go, finally taking up. Bravely charging against the Pioneers, but the point has already been rendered neutral, slowing down my resource income. And we got to push for the centre of the Grenadiers. Multi by the way, poorly positioned, no screen, and I'm going to lose it here because I was being not particularly clever about it. So good work there by 3imWeckla, punishing me for actually making a tactical error of a slightly higher order there, depriving me of a support weapon that's always been, really good versus all of these machine guns. So I definitely cursed myself a bit for that one. Anti-aircraft out there for me. Going to push out there aggressively, very potent tool at the moment in the current meta. Can be difficult for the Wehrmacht to stop if you handle it correctly and can put a lot of pressure on the enemy. Plus it's just really mobile as well, so you can just quickly react to things. They can be a bit finicky in terms of pathing, but it can generally do well there. Guns being repulsed here by the half-track supporting the riflemen. Pushing forward for freedom. And then going to do 4-2 inside here. Gonna hammer away, though for some reason the half-track decides to do a full 180-degree turn before then get it back in order. Much to my annoyance. 50 caliber on the way, the machine gun they're trying to shoot past the rifleman does work out properly. Shoot past them, shoot through them. Machine gun there getting flanked by riflemen. Gonna try and get past here, and we got the Grenadiers on the side of the half-track here. Machine gun also being taken out. They could probably send the up in conjunction with the Panzerfaust. Going to fall back with the half-track. And there you go, machine gun repulsed, but now we got mortar fire raining down here from his Pelfort mortar. Good work, the lieutenant supporting here. We have to push back, and there you go, and send the prison rounds as expected. Here for 3imWeckla, bit too late, but it'll still work out. Machine gun though should probably retreat soon as incredibly low on health, and never go say for grenades. I could really punish him here, but I haven't gone for grenades at all, which you really should consider. But at this point, I'm just going to try and rush ahead as fast as possible for the battalion command post. Get out Shermans here versus my opponent. MD-42 mortar moving up there. 3imWeckla ready for another push. We do get the take. There's no tier 3 rush in the Easter Pack 40, of course, is going to prove necessary. And there you go, 50 caliber quickly suppressing 2 Grenadier escorts and begin sawing through them. My god, this machine gun, it works. But it is heavy, Sarge. Shut up. Flanking about here, harassing, getting past the machine gun, the half-taking up there alongside the 50 caliber. Forcing a full right here for 3imWeckla in the east. 50 caliber rushed away. Lieutenant versus Pioneers in the west. Back here we got an ambulance and weapon racks on the way. Going to stall a bit there for my tech because A, my troops need healing, and B, I got a ton of munitions. I mean, I could go for heavy counterfactual, consider docks, and then go, for a lot of mines, but even then, I still need some BARs. I need some, you know, stuff to support that, plus bazookas from my echelons. I'm starting to worry about tanks. I'm not seeing anything besides the Pack 40. So to assume that 3imWeckla is pushing for medium armor is pretty much what I'm doing here, because that's sort of the most damaging thing to me if I don't prepare for it. So weapon racks to get up BARs and bazookas to support in case somehow gets ahead of me, since in that sense he has been more successful in harassing me, and I'm going for light vehicles, so I definitely need some sort of backup measure against that. And there you go, Pack 40 moving up. The act anticipated correctly. I've been moving up my half tick. I maybe just heard him moving about in the fog of war. Either way, need to get the half tick out of there. Direct hit on the side armor. In the side, well, armor and armor. I mean, not exactly the most armored thing. More like cardboarded, but you know, details. In the center, Grenadiers being dealt with by the 5th Cavalry up here in the east. Variations forced away by the Grenadiers. There you go, mortar fire on the way here from 3imWeckla. Back here, healing reinforcement can begin taking up soon. And the half-track moving back here to the base. And finally, BARs. The Browning automatic rifle. Here you go. A World War I era weapon only came about very late in the stage of the war, was basically meant to support them as they had, you know, attacked out of trenches towards other trenches, made to fight, you know, as they moved. Fun fact there. It was basically used as a light machine gun in the Second World War. It was basically the squad weapon. It had the slight disadvantage of only a 20-round magazine, so it could make down, you know, some very impressive bursts of fire. Up here, Lieutenant being pushed back by the Pioneers, backed up by the Grenadiers with the G43s. Machine gun here current at the centre. There's my machine gun. And there you go, Mortar being flanked here by the Riflemen with their BARs. Well, B8. There's two. Almost got the mortar crew there. Half-track sitting out there. 4 kills so far. And we got take over there for 3imWeckla. He can build up the spawn corn fat rush out some armor versus me pretty soon. Though the harassment on the fuel there is going to have an impact, of course. So is his on me. And in the end, I go here for heavy cavalry. Realizing this is going to turn a bit longer, and partly basically realizing I should have gone for doctrine sooner. I just ended up going for heavy cavalry. Could do with rangers in case, you know, in some situations. Plus the smoke, due to the way that 3imWeckla uses a machine gun, could prove to be a bit of a nice catch in case I do something silly. Plus, I like combined arms, and there's always the potential of Pershing down the road. Veterans running the game for the half-track, and they're bringing up as the riflemen. BARs being unleashed against the Krauts, the Nazis. There you go, being caught between two rifle squads with BARs. There you go, rifle hit off, lands an excellent hit. They're almost taking out the entire unit, but as it turns out, the others are stuck behind the ambulance. That can happen if you replace the ambulance, but awkwardly units can get caught as they're reinforcing. And there you go, we got stormtroopers out for 3imWeckla. Yes, stormtroopers. And he's getting assault rifles. Excellent. So few players go for them, so it's great to see someone besides me actually realizing that stormtrooper assault rifles are amazing. Hardened men of the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision, the finest Panzer Grenadiers, or in this case probably instructors, since the Panzerlehr was formed up of instruction and training cadres from different training units across Germany. That way forming up very fast a elite Panzer unit. More fun fact though, it was actually not a fully uncommon thing anyway, so the Germans would do before the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision, because they would actually, you know, grab training units from different units and form up battalions that would then be, you know, sent forth, because that was the way the Germans updated their curriculum, if you will. They would basically send troops to the front line to learn directly. It's a little fun fact there. 5th Cavalry needs to get away. Then there you go, bung grenade off. Close, they're actually really close here for 3imWeckla to get a full wipe there, and almost gets it. But no. I got lucky there against 3imWeckla stormtroopers. In the west, they're pumping to up by the riflemen. In the east, striking for the fuel point again. Then we got the half-track nearby this time around to put a stop to that crap meddling. And we got the spawn core going up with 3imWeckla. You can actually go for the Panzer pretty soon. I got unnamed yacht, and I can actually go for Sherman pretty soon as well. Mortar firing away there. Close to Veterans 1. More harassment here. And I've still not realised that 2 guys are stuck behind the ambulance and for some reason can't move, despite there being clearly space. Sarge, I can't move! God damn it, Carl! God damn it! There you go, half tank moving up. Blasting away with its double 50 caliber and its 30mm anti-aircraft gun. Tearing through the Germans. And there you go, Sherman away from me. 3imWeckla sadly is not going for a Panzer IV yet. He's going to be then actually behind me in terms of armour. Not by a lot, but you know, still a bit there. Major moving up to grab the centre victory point on the west. We got the 5th car flank up behind the machine gun there. Actually, Weckler's a bit moved by here, to be honest, but it kind of works out. Catching the 5th car there, quickly pinning him down and getting several kills there as the German machine gun crew is just being obliterated by the 50 caliber. There you go, Panzer IV on the way here for 3imWeckla and the Panzerlehr Panzer V Sean. Down here, troop ceiling reinforcing. And I have yet to realise this. I wonder how long it's going to be. I can't quite remember how long it takes me to realise that. And there you go, stun grenade off here. Dodged easily though, dodged easily. Major moving out a bit aggressively here. Rifleman with rear support there. We got Rifleman off and we got the Sherman out here though, with the Panzer IVs about ready to arrive here for 3imWeckla. Pioneers disrupting the harassment of the cuff point though, heroically intervening against the filthy Major and his filthy friends. Lieutenant here versus Stormtroopers and Grenadiers here would actually be a good time. Ah, he doesn't have the mission for tactical advance. In this case, the Rifleman nearby as well. Still doing a lot of damage here. Ultimately though, has to fall back. Now support, last the half track. In the west, the Sherman moves up. 5th caliber on the way, and there you go, high explosive rounds. Repulsing the Grenadiers, but now in the east, the Panzer IV strikes. Ready to shatter those allies. And I quick move my tanks towards the east, where I'm spawned to the Panzer IV. The Panzer moves west to my Sherman. It's like Benny Hill, but with tanks. Riflemen versus Grenadiers. Down here, reinforcement healing. I still haven't realised. I think this is the time I might be realising it. No, it's not. Whoa! I don't know how I did that. Alright, hang on. Like, I literally don't know how that happened. It just did. Like, it wasn't touching anything, and it just automatically decided, you know what? We're going to switch the HUD. Are you nuts? So my apologies there to viewers. My apologies. As I think, actually, I might have experienced this once or twice, but it's the first time I haven't doing a cast. There we go, smoke screen off. I have a reasonable idea where the Pack 40 is. I'm just going to use this to screen out my troops, plus the machine gun as well. I'm going to use my Sherman more aggressive. Got the Bazooka team up, Sherman moving up, machine gun up the flank. The rest of my troops, very good work there with 3imWeckla. Forced to fall back here due to the smoke screen pretty much obscuring his defences. Trying to attack around here with the Pack 40 through the smoke, which does decrease its overall accuracy, making it, well, much safer for my tank, to be honest. Lieutenant dealing with the Pioneers in the West, Panzer IV moving in. And might be able to get a wipe here for some reason. He is not retreating. And there you go, small wipe, a tiny victory for the fatherland. Replacement Pioneers there for 3imWeckla, since he can't really do, he can't afford to be without Pioneers, and he's got tanks. Closing another Panzer or Sherman, he can actually soon go for another Panzer IV, though he might want to consider a Sturmgeschütz instead. Stubes are good. Sehr gut. More defining away there. Repositioning in the east to avoid that. Second Sherman arriving. Quickly moving up here to attack through the hedgerows. Hope it doesn't get caught up. And there you go. Penetrates the Panzer IV's frontal armour. Bazookas on their hand get caught up. Rise from the east halted. A few plucky stormtroopers thwarted in their tracks. Back here, not much going on for 3imWeckla. I mean, theoretically, you could try and set up for the Tigers. He doesn't go for the second Panzer IV, so I wouldn't recommend trying to set up for the Tigers. Now it's still 6 command points away. Though probably still recommend Stooks, to be honest. I mean, he's got plenty of anti-infantry, grenadiers, stormtroopers, machine guns, mortar. I mean, I wouldn't say it's an infantry that's big issue. It's mainly, you know, getting more tanks they can deal with. And that regard, he wants a lot of those tanks down hard, fast, in which case Stooks are going to do the job better. Either way, 2 Panzer IV assaults are going to, of course, put some severe pressure on my infantry as well. But it doesn't quite put the lockdown on my tanks. Finding about here, grenadiers versus riflemen. But with the Sherman arriving, that engagement's completely turning lopsided. Looks like somehow one guy managed to free himself, but and then he pops back in. Hurry, the sergeant is coming. Oh. But there you go, big push here. With infantry machine gun, smoke screens here. Obfuscating his defences. More important than the Pack 40. Machine gun there being wiped out by the heavy fire being laid down by the 5th Cavalry. There we go. Mortars are not a top half to them. We've got Panzer IV flanking up behind. Need to get the half track out of there. Sherman moving up, need to cover up the retreat of the half track. Heroically so. Machine gun could be secured here. Maybe. And there you go. Panzer IV. There you go. Flanked by the bazookas. Losing the Panzer IV almost as soon as it arrives on the battlefield. Quite a loss there for 3imWeckla. Quite a loss. And the Pack 40s are being pushed back. Machine gun moving up, set up here. Bit of a disastrous turn of events here for 3imWeckla. He thought he had the surprise element, but I turned the tables there. After those almost knocked out, need to consider falling back here, though could try and steal the MD-42 away from 3imWeckla. A lot of pursuit for that against the Panzer IV. There you go, Pack 40 moving ahead. I'm going to rush it with a half track, relying on its speed to flank the Pack 40, and then up close just unleash hell. And there you go, tries about to deal with the Shermans, ignoring the half track, which then easily wipes the Pack 40 crew here. Shermans quickly pursuing Panzer IV here. Shots though bouncing, and the machine guns there being repulsed as well. Quick few shots there, and both of them just almost hit the Panzer, but both miss. And there you go, machine gun wiped here with the flanking grenadier storm, so we've got the half to up there to quickly stop that. Let's attempt to. Rangers moving up to provide infantry support of a slightly higher quality here. And there you go, Sherman's moving up close to being just to try and crash. And there you go, full retreat here from 3imWeckla. But we also got some deep harassment down here. Pioneer Squad moving up, come run into a lot of angry Americans with a lot of guns. And we could see another Pioneer Squad wipe there, which is going to make it very difficult to repair Panzer IV. Plus it's lost the Pack 40, so this has been a rather bad series of engagement with 3imWeckla. A good armoured assault here proved to be, well, quite problematic for him to deal with. Going for the Pack 40. Could this be the stage where it begins trying to stall for the Tigers, maybe? I mean, could do it. I mean, it's just so rare you see it. It's a bit hard to tell anymore. I'd still probably just recommend a bunch of Stooks. Need to be careful with the Shams, so they're both heavily damaged. Thankfully, though, 3imWeckla has not been mining up a lot, if at all. Granted, I haven't either, despite, you know, having access to it now with the doctrine and having the VF sensibility to lay down mines. So there's some room for improvement there from my side as well. Fresh Pioneers up, Panzer IV rolling out. Oh, this is pretty ambitious, but 3imWeckla, pretty ambitious. Falling back here for repairs for the time being. Loading victory points wise, neither side has actually lost a lot. I've been able to, for like quite a bit, they just keep it above 400. Certainly indicating how tense there's been fought about map control all the time. Fixing up the half track, Sherman's about to get ready as well. Rangers, 5th Cavalry moving out here. And in this case, the 5th Cavalry has been manned by Rangers. Rangers, shoot the way! Don't you mean lead the way? Now with this, we just shoot the way. Stormtroopers in. In this case, he makes a bit of a tactical error. Might have been a misclick though, but either way, pops tactical advance way too far away, which just makes it really for me to hit them, and he doesn't really get the benefit from it on the other hand, so he just gets murdered. Bit of a mistake there with 3imWeckla. Could have been misclick, could have been more of a tactical misunderstanding of how the ability works. Either way, he lost his stormtroopers. Quite sad. Sherman being fixed up, then heading westwards to grab the fuel point there, putting more pressure on 3imWeckla. He's got the fuel now for the Tigers. He's actually close to it. Manpower wise, he just needs to stay up. The problem is it's going to require him several minutes to stay up by now. I mean, at 800 manpower, it's going to require about 3.5 minutes of just saving up. That means without necessarily being able to afford to replace troops. So he has to play very defensively for now. He has to play very defensively. There you go, half rolling ahead here. Smoke screen down, making a push here against 3imWeckla. Maneuvering the Pack 40s here, at least trying to. Sherman moving up here, right match the packs, and there you go. Panzer IV knocks out the half track, finally destroying it. And there you go, Sherman in a bit of trouble. He needs to quickly get it out of there. Other Sherman there, the ones that are safely waylaid on the smoke screen to try and support the one that is in a less amazing situation. Lots of smoke there, by the way, doing that assault. And the following retreat. I think a total of 2 to 3 smoke screens there. I think just to, still nothing too shabby there. 3imWeckla is very much in the defensive. Very much in the defensive. Going to these MD42 setting out, 50 cavalry positioning. Getting the Shermans fixed up. Have our 50 cavalry get caught by the MD42. The remaining MD42 by 3imWeckla. I've stolen the other one, by the way. I was actually the machine that got suppressed and got run off. Very clear repairs going on for the Panzer IV. Troops healing reinforcing. Actually, he's not reinforcing again. He's clearly stalling here for the Tigers. Betting it all on one mighty piece of equipment and machine manpower to just turn the tide. Of course, at this stage, I'm starting to expect a Tiger race. I'm going to be going for a Pershing myself, which, backing up the 2 Shermans plus bazooka teams, should have a decent chance, and then also pop combined arms. Just further boost my units. Enemy forces now has 300 points remaining. Panzer IV there, though, close to Vet 22. Very good work there for 3imWeckla. Not that it's going to help him a ton out in this situation when he is deprived of lots of map and he's a bit outgunned. Sherman ready to go. Sherman's good to go. Alcoholic Annie. Panzer IV almost done. The capture point is being overrun. And there we go. 1 shot, 3 grenadiers dead. That is a pretty good hit. Actually, might have just been 2. Yeah, he hasn't fully reinforced. It's actually got kind of lucky there. Germany's good. We got the Pack 40s. We got the Panzer IV moving in. Very close to the Pershing. The problem is I'm actually too much pop cap there. They can't go for it. And there it goes, smoking off on the Pack 40s whereabouts. Moving ahead with infantry. Rolling ahead. And there you go. Popping combined arms to just further boost my troops. And more importantly, my tanks. Going for the Panzer IV here. He's got the Tigers now available here. Talking about the Pack 40s since the bigger threat here to the tanks. Bazooka team moving up. Infantry moving up at pace as well here. Tanks, of course, getting boosted, so they're getting their own veterancy bonuses. Plus the combined arms bonus there as well. Lots of fire there. They can shoot really fast now, by the way. So the combined arms boost rate of fire. Pack 40s on turning up. We got the Tigers inbound. We got the Pershing available for me. Shot fire, misses the Shermans. There go both Shermans penetrating the Tigers frontal armor. Pack 40 almost taken up. The super team's nearby. Sherman there with main gun out, still moving about the Tigers. Strong, it's far away from the one that's actually functioning. Bit of thing on this case, paying attention to 3imWeckla. Bazooka fire on this Tigers goes through the frontal armor. Panzer IV nearby. Pershing moving out here. Bazooka fighting to rain down. Damage into anti-tank raft grenades. Machine gun wiped out as another assault follows up from here. Tigers being surrounded. Main gun out on the second Sherman. Tigers almost down. And there you go. Second Sherman kaput. Panzer IV almost destroyed as well, but there you go. Pershing to the rescue. Tigers almost down. Pack 40 crude. There you go. Almost got it. Almost got it. Tigers slowly turns around the turret and shoot. Penetrates. Panzer IV down. Tigers down. And with that, it is GG. 3imWeckla has been demolished. A loss for the fatherland, a victory for America, freedom, democracy. A brutal slaughter here with some really good opening moments here from the 3imWeckla, but around the mid-game things got a bit more ugly. I got a few good drops on him and slowly just turned the game around there. Also in part, I think the big moment here was basically where I got the Panzer IV caught up here as I was trying to flank westwards. And then I basically just turned everything on the Panzer IV since there's no screen, and it got destroyed. I think he should have gone for Stuks there, to be honest. I think pair of Stuks that would put me under a lot more pressure. I would also allow him much more safety. I think long term just played for the Tiger Rays, whereas with that one, the Panzer IV there quickly getting knocked out. Things just rather went sour there. It just became a lot more hazardous for him. Also, the Stormtrooper action there didn't help out. Mines were also, I think, great here for 3imWeckla. Teller mines or S mines there could also done a lot to slow me down, make it hard for me to just pull off some of these aggressive maneuvers that I did. Similarly, though, I could have done a lot better with mines as well. I mean, fair enough there. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is ImperialDane signing off. If you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links in the video description. But I'll be off for now. I'll be back tomorrow, though, with another exciting episode. So, hope to see you all there. This is ImperialDane signing off. Cheers.